Hi guys, today in this video I'm going to be talking about Clopphill. Now Clopphill is one of the most haunted places in St Albans. So my dad said, "Hey Kate, do you like haunted places?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, of course I do." And he's like, "Well, do you want to go to Clopphill?" And I was like, "What the heck is Clopphill?" He said, "Oh, it's one of the most haunted places in St Albans." And I was like, "Oh my god, I want to go. When are we going?" He's like, "Probably next Saturday." And guess what? We didn't go next Saturday. We've not gone yet. That was like a year ago. So I'm going to be talking a bit about Clopphill. Clopphill is one of my favourite places on earth. So basically, I've read on the webpage that a few teenagers went to Clopphill in their car. Now, there's about probably 8 of them, probably 9. They all went out of the car, and it's basically an old St Mary's church. Millions of people died there, and the spirits had never left. Usually in the darkness, you can see the shadows of the old nurses, or the patients, and people in cloaks, which I think is really creepy, but awesome. So yeah, and as the teenagers went out, basically the guy was just sitting in, and he was quite afraid, but he was like, "Okay, I've got to do this, I don't want to go out there." And so it was like really foggy, so like he couldn't see anything, and he was like, "Oh my god, where are they gone? Are they going to ditch me?" And so the car started shaking and wobbling really fast, and then suddenly this ghost face appeared on the front screen of the window, and he was like, oh my god, what is that thing?" Like, he was so scared. And so his friends come running back, and there's nothing there, and the car, it sort of keeps wobbling, and then it stops. And also, these children went there with their dad, that I also read, and their dad, basically, like, there's all these graves, and they found a skull of a human person. There's like all these old bones and whatever, like, there's half of a skull. And so basically, there's like, "Oh my god, Dad, look, we found an old skull." And he's like, "Oh my god, look, it's probably from when all the patients were dying and whatever." Because they did used to burn the bodies that would, like, when they're dead, they burnt the bodies. And so they usually never burn the skull, they chop the head off and whatever. And so, they were like playing catch with the skull. And it was just so creepy. So yeah, it was just so creepy, and I thought, okay, why would they play catch with a dead human skull, or bones of it? Like, that is just weird, you know? And also, there was, the owner of the church / hospital, called Mary. Now, Mary had a really weird way of dying. Basically, she was like the most important nurse there, and so she usually, like, she was very like obsessed with helping the most prettiest patients and whatever. And so she had actually died of one of the patients. Now, there was this patient called Joanne, and Joanne was very, very ill, so she could not move or whatever, and there was something very suspicious about her. But no one knew. She wasn't actually ill, still faking it. And Joanne and Mary were actually, they were best friends in little school. And that's what their school was called, little school. So, which is really weird. So, Joanne did not like Mary at all. Mary had done nothing wrong to Joanne. Joanne was the one pulling faces, calling her rude names, and I don't want to say them. And so, Joanne, Faith being ill, very, very ill, got up, walked out when no one was there at night, and killed Mary. Now, Mary is actually to be seen walking all the way around at Clopphill. And Clopphill is probably quite a few miles from here. It's not that far, and which is really creepy. my uncle, I think Darren, actually lives right next to Clopphill. There's all these like houses that I've heard, and so I'm like, no, I never really want to go there, thank you very much, because all the other stories that I've heard, I can't really remember them, but they are really freaky. And so my uncle Darren, if he looks out his window, he can actually see the ghosts.
Daddy's on the phone, babe.
Okay, so, well, I'm going to let you all guys go, so yeah, bye.